Welcome from Sananda. Begin this inner journey, as we often do, with your breath. Being with your breath. Not needing to change it in any way, allowing it to be as it is. And if you find your breath becoming a little fuller, a little slower, then allow that. Your breath, of course, is one of the primary ways in which you experience your connection with the universe. You might consider it helps you to remember that though you have this distinct and separate human body, you are connected with all that is. And so as you consider being at peace with what is, let your breath help you to feel that connectedness. Imagine yourself, for example, as a drop of water in an ocean, or a molecule of air in the atmosphere, both in some way distinct and individual, but also part of a larger oneness. In such a vast universe, even if you consider your own planet, such a large world with so many other living beings to share it with, it's easy to feel, even to believe quite strongly, that you are one isolated, ineffectual individual. If you find those feelings arising at any time, or that idea is part of your belief system, gently remind yourself, remind that belief, that feeling, that you are also connected with everything, that when you change, everything changes. And then consider your inner world. For here too, the apparent sense of being one individual unit, as you look at it more closely or as you take a different perspective, you can become aware that your experience of being you has many different aspects, components, parts, but you're not quite that unified unit that you have perhaps been encouraged to see yourself as. As you observe yourself, you may find, indeed you may already be very well aware, that not every part of you is at peace with every other part, that you experience each day internal tussles or disagreements or fallings out or confusions or doubts. And if this is so, you might be tempted to judge yourself as in some way failing, not being enough. Consider yourself for a moment. as something like an ideal mother with many children. The ideal mother is your essence self. The children, all these different parts of yourself that contribute to your experience of being human, living this life. Be that ideal mother and look with unconditional love upon all your unruly infants. They're all beautiful, even if they squabble with one another sometimes. And understand that though these children, these parts of yourself, may not always agree with one another, that ideal unconditional mother's love for her children is powerful. You may not persuade them immediately to be friends with one another, just as you cannot immediately persuade everyone in the world to be friends with one another. But you show the way when you're able, even if a little, even if only sometimes, to feel unconditional love for every part of yourself. You're broadcasting that unconditional love. It travels out through the ocean in which you are a single drop. It is heard. As individual beings, you hear one another. You have the right to postpone taking on board what you hear, but you hear. Every being hears you. Let this encourage you. You may feel that sometimes what you are broadcasting you'd really rather not. An irritation, an upset, a fear. Be kind to yourself. Those voices are the voices of those little children, not yet grown to maturity. But each time you're able to love what some part of you perceives as a failing, you're helping that part to grow to maturity, to wisdom, to know the love from which it comes. And those little voices of the squabbling children within never travel as far as the voice of unconditional love, for that is a universal truth. It travels to the ends of the universe and back. It reaches every ear, every sensing being. The voices of the troubled heart fade out as they travel outwards from you, and your love overtakes them and gathers them in and welcomes them home again. Be aware of your breath again. Even your breath is beautiful. The universe has its own breath. You are part of that universal breath. It breathes outwards from the source and back into the source. You travel on that breath. With every physical breath, you are reminding yourself of that journey. The out-breath is beautiful, the in-breath is beautiful. Traveling out from oneness into multiplicity is beautiful. Journeying, as you are now beginning to do, from multiplicity back into oneness, this is beautiful too. As you witness the world around you, find that sense of in-breath and out-breath. That sometimes what you are witnessing is a kind of out-breath. People in relationship to each other in the world, diverging, moving into a greater multiplicity, allowing their fears to embody. Then on another occasion you may look out into the world and see people drawing together, learning how to love one another, how to share, how to help each other to fulfillment. And there you are witnessing that in-breath and drawing back into oneness. And though it may be that you judge that out-breath, that breaking up into more and more fragments as negative, and the moving to oneness as positive, allow that essence self that we described as an ideal mother to love the children when they love each other, and to love them too when they fall out and disagree and charge off in different directions. It's all part of life, discovering what life is. And you can give yourself permission to be at peace with in-breath and out-breath, with oneness and multiplicity, with cooperation and division. And in loving all, you bring all together. Good. And now with our love, as you come back to the outer world,